How are we doing, guys? It's the player rating show. Thank you very much if you have joined us. I appreciate it. If you just don't want to be fair, I appreciate it. But please stick with us, guys. We're going to break down this result today here because it wasn't very good, was it? Let's be honest. It could have gone better. Let's just say that. But I've got to laugh, to be fair. I'm just looking at the poll and the results and of our polls and that lot on the player ratings, and it's quite low. It's quite low today. Yeah, surprising that, isn't it, mate? I'm genuinely surprised at that. I didn't see that coming. I did not see that coming. Right, let's get into this then. Start with the goalkeeper, who I thought was the bright point of the game. Illan Meslier kind of kept us in it in the first half. Can't really blame him on any of the goals. I'll start the ball rolling on 6. Phil, your thoughts on Meslier today?
Yeah, I'm going to go 6 as well. I think he's one of the only players that sort of leaves the game with any kind of credibility, to be honest. Kept us in it while it was still a game worth watching. Some good saves, but at the same time, like, people will point to a couple of passes just straight out of play. Yeah, he's going to be one of the only people that gets a 6 from me.
Chris, what would you gone for, mate?
I've given him a 5, mate. No real difference of opinion on your reasoning, yours 2 reasonings and stuff. I've just marked him one lower. At the end of the day, we conceded 5 goals, so a mark for each goal he conceded.
At least he played better than the 6-2 game, mate. 4 out of 10, that 6-2 game. So there you go. Progress.
Progress free.
We might only concede 4 next time. We might only concede 4. I thought Fernandes might only score 2. There you go. Positives. Yeah. Right. Okay. Well, the poll has gone for 43% have gone 5. So we've kind of deadlocked here. We've got 2 6s and 2 5s. You know what? We lost 5-1. I feel miserable. I don't feel like being generous. I'm happy to just round it down.
Yeah, fine.
I'm happy to just round this down. I like Illan. He's awesome, isn't he? He signed a new contract. Maybe just go up. He signed that new contract, didn't he?
He's the only one we could possibly round up. So let's do a roundup and start on a bit of a
everyone
positive.
Else, you're getting rounded down. That's and that's the worst point of your day. Anyway, so 6 out of 10 will go for Meslier. Right, next player, Luke Ayling. I mean, it's like Stuart Dallas last season when he scored that goal. He scored an absolute worldie, but no one's ever going to remember it. I mean, defensively, obviously on the second goal, the Greenwood goal, he probably should do a lot better. He kind of just lets Greenwood go in behind him. I didn't think he was especially bad, but he was still part of a 5-1 defeat, so I'm going to have to go 5.
I'm going to have to disagree with you there. I think...
Okay.
I mean, I've gone 5. I'm just disagreeing with your justification. The goal has bumped him up to 5 for me.
Yeah, that's it. That's same with me. Absolutely.
The goal bumped him up to 5 because I thought defensively he was absolutely terrible. I thought on the ball, just sloppy, giving it away. The goal was like a turning point in the game, and for him, we could have pushed on from there. We didn't. Could go lower, could go 4, but I think 4s will be reserved for more deserving people.
It's special company to be a 4. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, a lot of 3s today. There's going to be a lot of 3s. I've got that feeling there's going to be a lot of... and we might even get to a 2. It's exciting, isn't it? It might even get to a 2 out of 10 here. It's it's Chris.
Exactly. Again, the goal gets him a 5, but I think he set the tone quite early with a dreadful attempt at a cross-field ball.
Yeah.
That was just dreadful. Yeah, and I agree with Phil. That. His defending was so far off what we expect. And even we tend to dig into Bill a little bit for his defending a lot of the time, but say he's good going forward, and he wasn't particularly good going forward today. I thought his passing was well off. So 5 because he scored an absolute screamer that, like I say, will quickly be forgotten. Yeah.
I mean, I was disappointed with the celebration. I mean, he just equalised at Old Trafford. The hair hasn't come out.
Down to a 4 for not.
There's no guitar. There's no gutar. Poor.
Tash has gone extreme. Tash has gone well extreme.
Shocking.
Ayling gets 8 for the goal. The rest get 1.
Tash, he wasn't great, was he? He didn't get his hair out. It's just It's shocking. He's a letdown. He's a letdown.
Even down to that, everything just felt off today.
Yeah.
It's what we're thinking. Are we being harsh with a 5? Let's have a look at the poll. Let's have a look at the poll.
You're not going up. No chance you're going
No,
up.
we're not. We are definitely not. I can tell you one thing, guys. On any of these ratings, we will not be going up because after reading the poll, that's all I'm going to say. But 39% have gone 5, so let's just stick with a 5 for Bill Ayling. Right, so centre-backs. I've always said I've got a thing about 2 left-footed centre-backs. I know Pascal and Coops, we got a couple of results with them, but I just don't like Pascal in that right centre-back slot. I much prefer him being on his natural side where he's got the whole pitch in front of him. He's a bit more open. He's always having to close his body to play out the back. Whenever he's cutting it onto his left foot, it just doesn't look right to me. Pascal, 5. I thought he was. I only say a 5 because in comparison to the rest of the back 4, I can't put. I don't know. Maybe I'm misforgetting this. I'll say 5. I think the rest of the back 4 was poorer defensively than Pascal. So for that basis, I might go a little bit higher. And he wasn't good, by the way. I'm not saying Pascal was good at all. But okay, fair enough. I'll start with Chris.
I've given him a 4, mate. I think his defending was pretty woeful at times today. And we mentioned it in the watch along. I don't like a left footer on the right hand side of the central defence. He kept having to chop inside and have that extra touch, and it slowed everything down. Don't get me wrong, it doesn't define the result in any way, shape or form, but it just looked disjointed. And I thought it was one of Pascal's worst games for us, to be honest. But I mean, he was just one who performed badly in a whole group of people that performed badly today. But I've given him 4, mate, for me.
Yeah, I mean, if you're standing out as playing particularly badly today, you played badly, kind of thing. You know what I mean? I mean, as FJ Wilson says, we all agree, mate, to be fair. And hopefully we'll see SJ on the fans post-match we'll be doing tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock tomorrow. So keep an eye out for that, guys. Any members, you can join us tomorrow. We're going to have like a fans post-match like we did last season. We're going to do it tomorrow morning. I'm going to go straight to the fans. So there'll be no waiting this time. We'll go straight to you guys. We'll get you straight into the chat. And hopefully they'll have a good little chat. And we'll be happier. I hope you guys all have a good Saturday night anyway, because I'm going to try to. I do need to drown my sorrows, I'm not going to lie. Well in there, Phil. Well in there. I love that. Right. Coops.
Just to confirm, I've gone 4 for strike.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
I don't need to say out else.
It's 55% have gone 4 for Pascal. So I'm happy to let's just round down. 4 out of 10. Yeah. Coops, if we're giving Pascal a 4, Coops has got to be a 3 at most, just on that pure basis, because, oh my word, what?
Really?
He had it wasn't like the whole game he was poor. I thought, in fact, in the first 20 minutes, I thought he had a pretty good first 20 minutes in terms of holding it together. But there was a spell after we could see that third goal, which I think Coops plays a really poor pass into Patrick Bamford, and he just has a 10, 15-minute spell of madness where he's giving away silly free kicks. He's diving in. He's going to ground all the time. He's not looking great in the build-up. I genuinely think Coops was worse than Pascal today. Not loads worse because Pascal was terrible. But I've gone 3 for Coops. I've gone 3, to be honest. I thought he was terrible today. And I love Coops. I do. I've been defending him all season. I have no problem with him starting the Everton game because he's a leader at the back. But today, the thing is, though, Phil, we go 3-1 down.
Yeah.
Why is our line still so high at that point? Why are we getting caught by the same goal on the 4th one and the 5th one? That's where I want my captain and Coops in the past to be saying, right, we're dropping a little bit. That's just, it's 3-1. We can maybe still get back into this, but let's not let this get any worse. In terms of confidence and that lot, maybe I'm out of order there. I don't know, but I just think, you know what? Maybe that's where I want to see Coops. Because that's it. I think that this team, very, very rarely you look at this team that lacks fight or leadership. And today, and belief, and it loses belief. Well, today, it was all 3 of them things. As I said in the post-match, it was so uncharacteristic of a Leeds team. It's beyond belief how uncharacteristic it was. But I genuinely thought Coops was particularly poor today. I've gone 3 out of 10 Phil?
I think we're going to have like an all Leeds TV player ratings first. I'm literally going to double your player rating. I gave him 6. I think he was one of our best players today. Everyone else was pretty shit, so that's not a compliment. But I thought he was one of the only players that showed heart, was flying into tackles, trying to win the ball back, doing something. I thought
there's trying to fly into tackles, and then there's giving away
that's
ridiculous.
Not the only reason I've given him 6, mate. I genuinely think out of the defenders, the only one that comes out with any credibility, I thought Struijk was at fault for at least 3 goals. Ayling's at fault for 2. I don't think Cooper, apart from maybe the last one where it could have been offside just slightly, but that's the only one.
What about the third goal?
Is that the one where he's playing someone onside?
Well, the one where he's playing the ball into Patrick Bamford, tries to try like a daisy cutter across into Patrick Bamford in the middle of the pitch. It's so uncharacteristic for Cooper that
hole in the middle of the pitch that isn't just him.
There's about 3 players around Bamford. Look, Bamford's touch is terrible as well. I expect some of Bamford's qualities to take that. Cooper. But he shouldn't play the pass. He's got people around him. I don't necessarily think Bamford wanted the ball there. It's equal. It's both take a bit of the blame for me.
You can't give him a 3 for that pass when.
No, it's not just because of that. As I said, it's like a 10-minute spell afterwards.
Like he's the only one that's not individually at fault for numerous goals. Like the others are genuinely at fault for more than 1 goal apiece. Like I thought, honestly, out the back 4, he was the only one that came out with any credibility today.
Fair enough.
Maybe because when you think of the 2 centre backs, he's the only one playing in a position that he's meant to be.
Well, it looks like Joe agrees with you. To be fair, Joe agrees with you there. Maybe I've been harsh on Coops, but make sure you check out actually the video of Joe on Don Robbie. I felt for the big man there. I felt for the big man. I thought, to be fair, considering that he was getting absolutely loads off the Man United fan, I mean, fair play, Joe. Fair play, man. It's
I didn't get up and walk out, man. I really don't.
I think he made a reference to it, like being 40 years since we won at Old Trafford. I'd be gone at that point. I'd have to say something back. I don't know what I'd say.
I don't know what I'd say. Professional than me, Joe. Far more professional than me, mate. Because I'd have been out. I'd have either slapped someone or I'd walked out, or both.
Both. It would have been both.
Melt City.
Yeah. Right. So CK Coops.
I've given him a 4, so I've given him the same as Pascal, and I'm sort of in between you two with reasoning as well. I thought, as we discussed on the watch along, I thought the first 20 minutes he looked like he was dragging everyone else along and was keeping it solid. But then he did have that mental 10, 15, maybe 20-minute spell in the second half where it looked like he completely lost his head. And that's not like Coops. The one thing you normally get from Coops is leadership. And the one who seemed to be trying to rile everyone in the second half was Bill Ayling.
Yeah, exactly. And that's my disappointment, mate.
Man.
But I think it was just. I think the hard thing is you're a Leeds United captain. I don't think there's anything worse than being away to Old Trafford. You've just got it to 1-1. Then you can see the second goal, which it's not so much come out of nothing because Man United were well on top of the game. But at that particular period of the game, we were actually probably playing our best football. And then Pogba plays that pass in behind. And then we're kind of 2-1 down. And all of a sudden, when you feel the game's just gone at that point, at 3-1, and then you Leeds United captain, it must be a horrible place to be, especially 2 years in a row as well. At Old Trafford, first game back of the fans, it must have been a pretty... It's probably one of Cooper's low points, I reckon, this today in terms of his Leeds career, but he will bounce back because in terms of mental
with you on the leadership thing. You are right on the leadership thing, 100%.
But Phil,
I just think on the playing side, he wasn't that bad compared to
Phil,
the others, he wasn't.
As Leeds United captain, for me personally, and I love Cooper, but I have to agree with Chris. You're 3-1 down. We've lost 6-2 last time.
Leadership is on every individual.
The line dropped a little bit deeper. In terms of.
But we've got other leaders on that pitch, and like Chris was just saying, then Ayling's one of them, and Ayling couldn't rally them either, even though he was clearly trying. I'd class Stuart Dallas as a leader. I'd class Mateusz Klich as a leader. All of that senior group, Bamford's the same age. They're all good friends. They hang out off the pitch. They can all lead each other.
I think in like a back four, I think as much as obviously Aylin's a leader kind of thing, it's normally on the centre backs to kind of like say, let's drop. You don't often see the full back kind of saying, the right back saying to the rest of the back four, it's normally one of the centre backs, and it's not going to be Pascal. It's going to be. It's this little thing. We lost the game at that point anyway. Let's move on. So we've kind of got a different balance of ratings here. Let's just have a quick look at our
I'm
community
happy to
page.
Drop down to a 5 if that.
No, mate. Honestly, stick with your 6. Well, let's have a look. I'm not going to ask anyone to drop down. It's all about opinions. So let's have a little look here. So Pascal, well, Coops 39% have gone free.
Shock.
3 to most. So let's just do like in that. So I've gone 3. Fans have gone 3. Chris has gone 4. Phil's gone 6.
Just go 4.
Just say same as Pascal. Let's go 4. Let's move on. So Stuart Dallas again. Never really. I don't really think even in midfield he was particularly good today. Stuart Dallas. I mean, just a 5. Just a 5. He needs to do better in that game. You expect more from Stuart Dallas, in terms of what he's done in the last 2 or 3 years. 5 out of 10 from me. I can't even pick on anything particularly bad. It just wasn't a Stuart Dallas performance today. 5 out of 10 for me. Chris?
I've given him 4, mate. I think he looked like he was chasing shadows today. And I'm a massive fan of Stuart Dallas, as I am with the majority of the squad, but he was just way off. A 4 for me, mate. He did. I think I said it during the watch along. It just looked like he was chasing shadows, and he couldn't. And he's up against top quality players. Do you know what I mean? But we do expect more from Stewie, and it just didn't happen today. But again, I think one person drags the next down, which drags the next down, which drags the next down, and that's why they all ended up playing like absolute whoppers. Let's be honest.
Phil, what was your rating for Dallas?
Not gonna lie, I did originally have 6. I have just scribbled it out and put 5.
You've been very generous.
I was trying to do the whole level-headed thing, not reacting.
No, let's forget about that. We just lost 5-1 to our rivals, mate. We don't need to do level-headed.
I've handed out a spanking to a fair few players when it comes to ratings. I just thought I'd try and be nice to. I had 3 that I was saying to Oscar before the show I didn't completely hate. The rest I really didn't like at the time. But yeah, Cooper, Dallas, and Melier were the only ones I would have invited round to my house to have a beer with for the rest of the year at that point. The rest I didn't really want to see again anytime soon.
Well, let's move on to Robin Koch in a second. So we've had two 5s and a 4 for Dallas there. So let's just have a look at the player ratings. 51% have gone 5. So we'll just average it out at a 5 for Stuart Dallas and shake hands on that. Robin Koch then. His job was to man-mark Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes scored a hat-trick. It wasn't all Robin Koch's fault. Let's make that clear. It was a tough game that year. You got Paul Pogba drifted in there. He's basically marking 2 number 10s for a lot of the game because Paul Pogba, on paper, he was playing on the left wing, but really he was a second number 10. The effect they had 2 number 10s, drifting around in that kind of space. But it wasn't good off Robin Koch. I mean, just seen a 2 come in there. I'm going to go 3. But I could go lower, I could genuinely go lower. It just, you could tell Calvin wasn't there. Phil, am I being generous or harsh?
Any number, to be honest, would have been...
Or both.
Like you could have gone 0 and I would have said, nah, you're not being harsh. I've personally gone 4. I've really struggled to say 4. I didn't like him in that position in pre-season. Said it all the way through pre-season. I think anyone that does is nuts. I would have played a 10% fit Calvin Phillips in that position today over Robin Koch. I know people will say that's just madness. I don't think that's his position. I would have genuinely rather seen him and Struijk swap over, have a right-footed right centre-back, a left-footed left centre-back, and Struijk at central defensive midfield. Like, we don't think either of them, I mean, I don't anyway, I don't think anyone does that job anywhere near Calvin Phillips level. The last person that did was Adam Forshaw years and years and years ago. And to be honest, I'd have rather have brought him off the bench.
I'd have actually, you know what? I actually forgot Adam Forshaw was on the bench, but
bring him on,
he might have been a shout, at 3-1, just to, if you're a little bit of leadership and just, try and put a couple of passes together and get us back on the ball. But Robin Koch's passing today was particularly bad, wasn't it?
His passing was terrible. Man marking was terrible, but generally speaking, there was times, I know this isn't necessarily his fault, but the centre-backs will march through the middle of the pitch. No problem. Yeah. I know that's not him. But every goal, he's done something wrong. Pretty much every goal, he has done something wrong. And it's the first one, fair enough, you hold your hands up, go, it's a mistake, I fucked up, soz. Second one, right, sorry, not on it. Get me off. The third one, right, I'm not doing well now, hook me. Don't make the same mistake over and over. And it was absolutely abysmal.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. It's one of them that it could be the last time Robin Koch plays in that position, maybe, but I doubt it. So. But we'll wait and see. He's a very good centre back, is what I'll say. He's whether he's a starter at centre back or not. I would personally.
Guys were saying before on the watch along before the game started about how the players maybe cowered a bit in the atmosphere last season. Mm-hmm. There was no fans there. Robin Koch, out of everyone on that pitch today, looked like 2 foot tall compared to the stadium. He looked tiny.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, I've say Robin Koch's a centre back for me. I think it's when we signed Robin Koch, as much as people have said that he's played holding midfield in Germany, we didn't sign Robin Koch whilst he was playing at Oldham Midfield. We signed Robin Koch whilst he was playing at centre-back, at the end of the day. That's what we've got to remember. That's where Robin Koch's made his name. He's not made his name as a holding midfielder. He can play there. He's shown he can play there, but not necessarily as a single pivot. He's played mostly in a double pivot in holding midfield, where he's had that little bit, but it's totally different. You got a lot more help in that kind of second holder kind of thing. But yeah, let's go on to like a rating for Robin. So we've got a 3, we've got a 4. Let's just go to the player ratings. Well, this is really bad. 66% have gone 3, which is wow. So 2 out of 3 people have gone 3 as low as 3 out of 10 for Robin Koch.
Mate,
so
that's
3.
A substantial amount higher than the vast majority of these comments.
Raf then. Raf was poor, 4 for Raf, to be honest. I mean, he should take that chance later on. I know the game's gone at that point. That's probably as bad as I've ever seen Raf play for us. And I still think he's probably either our best or second best player after Calvin. I genuinely think he's the player that's going to explode. I still think he's going to be the player that really explodes for us this season with the crowds in. And I fully back him to come back against Everton. But really, passing-wise, it just gave the ball away so many times and didn't really link up with Ayling. Yeah, I'm 4, to be honest.
Yeah. Again, for me, at times, the worst player on the pitch. And I hate to say that about him because I adore the guy. I've seen him in the flesh now once at Blackburn. I was buzzing for that day. I was buzzing to finally see him in the flesh. It excited me a bit then. And I'm excited to see him at Ellen Road next week. But I'm so happy I wasn't at Old Trafford to see that performance today because that was, from him, particularly him, so disappointing. And you could see by the end of the game where he was flying into Luke Shaw, like he knew he was disappointed with himself. I don't think that's an anger at the rest of the team. I think that's an anger at himself. Every pass was wrong. Decisions to try and take people on at the wrong time, wrong. Defensively on occasion, wrong.
Well, let's get the rating in for Raf. So we're both going 4 on Raf. To be honest, the poll's gone even. This is the lowest I've ever seen a poll go for Raf. 45% have gone 3 on Raf, but I still think 4. I don't think it was as bad as Robin Koch personally. I must go 4 if you are, mate.
Yeah,
let's stick with the 4. We love Raf.
As bad as each other, for me, to be honest.
He's so let's go on to Mateusz Klich. I actually thought Mateusz Klich was, in the first half an hour or so, I actually thought Mateusz Klich was playing okay. You know what, in terms of starting counter-attacks and getting on the ball a couple of times, I thought he was quite lively in that first sort of 30 minutes. It was what we like to see from Mateusz Klich. But I think as the game went on, we found it really hard to get the ball through the thirds kind of thing, in terms of getting the ball from the defenders into Robin Koch and then Koch into Klich kind of thing and trying to let Klich dictate it from there in that kind of number 8 position. Didn't happen to be honest, but 5. He did actually create a couple of little openings in that first half, so I'll maybe just give him a 5. But if you want to go lower, mate, I'm not going to complain too much about that.
No, I went 5. The way I do it during the game is basically everyone starts on 6, and I add half points here and there for when something good happens, something bad happens. The lowest he went was 4, but he did sort of bring it back, and I ended up giving him a 5 in the end. But at times it wasn't great, passing, sloppy. But I suppose that's the same for everyone that was on that pitch today in a Leeds shirt. So, yeah,
it's one of them. You could literally say sloppy about every player that plays today and just copy and paste it. Just say sloppy. But yeah, let's get the rating in. So 2 5s from Klich. And yeah, the poll's gone 33% 5. So we've agreed on that. Klich wasn't great today, but he's by no means the cause of that defeat today. Yeah. So Rodrigo, I mean, if we're giving Klich
I've got a shout here.
5.
Got a shout, you know. Man of the match, Rodrigo. Fell apart when he went off.
Really?
I'm taking the piss, mate.
Oh, I was going to say. I don't think Rodrigo would have said that, to be honest. I think it's... that
was your Man United's 5th goal just gone in again, face.
Yeah, well, yeah. It's. I was shocked. That was probably as shocked as I think I've been all day. That when you said that, I thought it's still being funny with you. Was he? I mean, when you gave me that 6 out of 10 for Cooper, I was thinking it's still being serious there. No. But anyway, we won't go into that. Rodrigo Moreno, 3 or 4. I'm a bit.
Really, I don't think it was that bad.
I thought it was worse than Klich, personally.
I wasn't sure. You know, at the time, I thought they were as bad as each other.
I think at least Klich did get into the game, but okay, mate. What? I can't think of anything that he did well today.
And Raphinha linked up. There was 3 or 4 times that they linked up well down the right hand side. We won 3 corners out of it, and one was like a cross that didn't end up happening. Then there was obviously his header. His header that goes in. I'm not going to say it was a different game because it wouldn't have been. We'd have still got fucking smashed, but we'd at least scored first. So yeah, I do think he wasn't terrible, but. I've gone 5 just because he doesn't deserve to be tarred with everything that the second half performance deserves to be tarred with. He gets away with that, to be fair.
Okay, well, let's just have a little look at the poll. Well, 68% have gone 3.
Oh, well.
Let's just agree on 4. Right, so just as Chris joins us, we're going to talk about Jack Harrison now, someone who's as keen on the gym as CK is and has been visiting CK's gym in recent weeks, I've heard. Jack Harrison, I mean, if we're giving Rafa 4, I'm just going to say the same for Jack, to be honest. That both weren't great. Some heavy touches. This is Jack Harrison we're talking about, and heavy touches. Very rare to see. Never happened for Jack today. Chris, your thoughts?
3.
Okay.
And I'm Jack's biggest fan, but it's like we've always said, mate, when Jack Harrison's having bad touches, you know the day's not going to go well. And he was well off the pace today, and he'd looked so promising in pre-season. I thought he was the one player who looked sort of bang at it in pre-season, and he just couldn't get going today. Yeah, I don't know what I've missed. Like,
there's not been any positivity, Chris. Yeah, that's
Chris,
all we can say.
Do you think Rodrigo was man of the match? Bearing in mind,
don't start this.
Have you done Rodrigo?
Yeah, we've done it.
We gave him a 4.
Gave him a 6.
Him and Koch both got 2s off me.
Oh,
we could have gone lower.
Let's go back and let's
not. I love these players. I do genuinely love these players. I am only messing, guys. I'm only messing. Trying to keep it light-hearted, to be fair. I love these players and just wanted to bounce back on Saturday, and it will. Well, hopefully it will. Phil?
Yeah.
Give us a number on Jack Harrison.
4.
Okay, 4. Right. 4. Let's go into a rating. So we've got a 4 or 4 in the 3. The YouTube poll. Well, I've actually gone 5 on Jack Harrison, 39%, but I think let's just agree on the 4, eh?
Yeah.
So, shake hands on the 4. Patrick Bamford, I mean, if we're giving Raf a 4, Jack Harrison a 4, Bamford's a 4. Even his pressing wasn't good today, to be honest. I mean, the amount of times Harry Maguire's picked up the ball I got a bit sick and tired of it, to be honest. Harry Maguire picking up the ball on the edge of our penalty box and just waltzing into, towards the halfway line and into our half.
Is that
it's not just on Patrick Bamford. I think it's partly Rodrigo as well, not particularly being good in the press.
That was the only bit I was going to chip in there.
Do you think
they were doing the swapping thing, weren't they?
But the thing I'd say is, I think Chris mentioned that in the game, but it's not like Bamford did a good job on Lindelof to try and kind of counteract that.
No,
Lindelof
I think that's
spraying
the plan,
the ball.
though. I think that was the plan. Close down Maguire. Don't let Maguire run with the ball.
But we didn't do either.
Let Lindelof do the diags all he wants.
But they got both off, though. Lindelof's playing the diags. Maguire's stepping out all game. I thought we got both wrong. Yeah. I don't mind it so much if it's just one of the things happening, but that to me says that it's not just Patrick. We pressed their team, but he was very isolated. Heavy touch for that third goal. 4 for me. Chris?
I've given him a 4. I agree about the pressing thing. We normally see Paddy split centre-backs with the press so they can't knock it across the back and force them into a more difficult pass. I think today, knowing how Maguire likes to come out from the back and bring the ball, just stand on Maguire. If Lindelof then gets the ball and is pinging 50-yarders, I'd rather have that than Maguire coming out from the back and creating that extra man in midfield. Again, I'm not a manager, so I'm not going to call it I am going to call it technical naivety from my point of view. I think it was just, we should have just stopped Maguire coming out with that ball, and it just overpowered us in midfield. And he didn't get any service of any note really, but he was very isolated. But 4 for me is absolutely fair, I think.
That's it. I think the other thing is Maguire and Lindelof did a very good job on Bamford, if I'm being totally honest. I mean, Maguire, we saw him at the Euros. I mean, that was what he's doing all the Euros, wasn't it, for England, in terms of stepping into the midfield. And it was almost like we hadn't seen him play before, you know what I mean? In terms of, that's what, if you give Harry Maguire space, and I know he's that big frame and that lot, and everyone's got this perception about him being quite awkward when it comes to running style, but he's actually really good on the ball. He actually is really good on the ball.
England's Harry Maguire and France's Paul Pogba playing for Man United today. Imagine if that happened all season. We might actually win something. Never happened before.
Number for Bamford, Phil?
I went 5, but I'm happy to just forget I put 5 and say 4.
I'm happy to do that with every player, to be honest, mate. Well, actually, the polls 53% have gone for 3, so let's just agree on a 4 then. Don't think we need to go lower on Mr. Patrick Bamford. So substitutions, Firpo played second half. I don't know if I'm forgetting anything, but can't think of any of the goals specifically being on Firpo. Maybe I'm wrong. I can't remember that. So I'll just go a 5 because he hasn't he wasn't good by any stretch of the imagination, and 5 is still not a good rating. But in the context of this video, it's actually half decent, and I'm happy to go for half decent. 5.
Yeah, I'll agree. Yeah. I don't remember him doing anything.
I genuinely, I don't mind that off a left back though. I don't mind that too much, but hopefully I think he starts Everton, to be honest. He starts that game. So going forward, he's that attacking weapon to complement Jack Harrison. I
don't want to see Bielsa pig-headedness in the next game and giving the same starting lineup another chance.
I can't see it. At worst, Calvin comes in. I still think maybe two. We might not get 3 changes. We rarely get 3 changes, but certainly 2. I certainly see Phillips, Firpo coming in, and we'll wait and see. So you've gone 5, Chris?
Yeah.
Phil?
Yeah, 5.
Okay, let's go to the poll. 51% have gone 5. That's nice and simple for Firpo. Now, I mean, the other 2 players who came on was Costa and Roberts. They came on with literally 15 minutes to go. I personally can't think of anything either player did, other than maybe Roberts made that chance for Raphinha.
Do you know what? Right, with Costa and Roberts, and I'm not going to go off on one, but when you bring on,
it's never a good start when you say Costa and Roberts, and you say I'm not going to go off on one.
Costa, Roberts, it's all going to be positive from here. Go on.
When you bring on forward players, we need to be bringing on forward players to make a difference in the game and change the dynamic. And I don't think either of them in the Premier League are good enough. There was glimpses from Roberts today, like you say, that pass for Raphinha. Costa just got bullied round the pitch. He was absolutely dreadful today. And the lad looked shot of confidence, if I'm honest. He's looked shot of confidence in pre-season. He looked shot of confidence last season. So I saw a little bit more from Roberts today, but this is my concern, and this is why I think a lot of fans have been saying, which I agree with, and I think we all agree on here, that we need some more strength in depth, certainly in that midfield area, because we need to be able to bring on better quality than what those two currently give us if we're looking to change games.
I never want to look back. But just a quick question for both of you, okay? Before we obviously wrap this up, would you have felt better? Okay, I'm not questioning anyone at the club here. I'm just making a little point about the depth. Would you have felt better today with Pablo coming on in that time frame to try and make a difference and try and maybe get us a goal or so back into the game, or Costa and Roberts? That's what I'd ask you to.
Pablo all day long, because even if he stood in the centre circle and never ran anywhere, he's got that ability to open a door, unlock with a superb ball or a little bit of magic. I mean, we said it there back in the last season. Bless him, his legs couldn't handle the Premier League. He decided he was going to go. He was superb at the club, but yeah, he's more of a potential game changer than the two that were brought on today.
I don't think Pablo makes a blind bit of difference today. One person does not change that performance.
No, but okay, maybe not today's game, but if we're one down to Everton with 20 minutes to go.
Yeah, I don't want to be bringing. I'll be honest with you. Look, if I was going to dress it up a different way and say to you, like, look, the transfer window is still open. Valencia apparently are interested. If they come in and say, right, 5 mil, 10 mil for Costa, are you going to snap the hand off and then go and spend that on like a Ryan Kent or someone like that? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm not going to lie to you. Pre-season, he wasn't great. Today, to be honest, most of the time when he comes off the bench, it just looks like the Championship may have been his level. The Premier League.
I think this is the shout. Main man KG as well. Absolute legend is KG. Make sure you subscribe to KG's channel, by the way, KG Vision. Suggested earlier to try and swap Costa for Kent. I think that's a good shout. That
all day long. Yeah.
I think obviously we would have to pay money on top.
You'd have to do a really good presentation to show that.
No. But you got to think about this. I'm not having to go to the Scottish League, but I think Costa. It says it's to build the confidence back in his own career. I don't want to hammer Costa because it hurts to see Costa's body language is just of a player who's lost all confidence in that kind of sense.
Totally.
Look, it's not a nice place to be. You know, I'm not an experienced footballer, but in any walk of life, when you've lost confidence in yourself and belief, you can spot it from a mile off sometimes. You know, when you kind of gone through that in life, and it's really sad to see, you know, what in terms of Costa playing like this. And I love to see him bounce back from it, but I have to agree with Chris. And it's not easy to come on when you're 4-1 down away at Old Trafford in that.
It's not.
Against a very, very good left back in Luke Shaw, by the way. But it's not just that. It's like Blackburn in the pre-season friendly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Didn't really make the difference.
Level, and this is not it.
He is one of those players that I completely agree with what KG suggested as well, because I think he's one of those players that would actually light up the SPL.
Yeah. I think it's just a case of that. I mean, you've seen so many players, not just at Leeds United, but like a Harry Wilson to an extent. You know, Harry Wilson, when he played in the Premier League, didn't really do anything. You know, at Bournemouth, at Liverpool, I think somewhere else he went to, but put him in like the Championship or another league, takes it to pieces.
Yeah. No, if someone comes in for him, if Valencia come in for him, I think most Leeds fans would be happy to see him go. And I think we're all talking about Noah Lang. We're all talking about Ryan Kent. We're all talking about any other winger. I think it's for the best to try and... I think if one of the only saving graces from today's performance is there is no way... I love Bielsa. Bielsa can't walk into a boardroom meeting tomorrow and say, we don't need more. Can't.
No, I don't think he would.
We need more. Simple.
Just a quick one. I'm going to be very nice here. Very, very nice to Sid, who's absolutely smashing the chat. we do own that we lost today. We got absolutely battered by a very good team today. There's no one saying otherwise. I thought,
no one's ever said anything otherwise.
Pogba and Fernandes were absolutely had worldies today for me. Pogba got 4 assists. Harry Maguire looked absolutely banging form. Fair play to you. I mean, I hate Man United. It's our biggest rivalry, but we're more than willing to hold our hands up when shit hasn't gone right, and today it didn't go right. So no one sat here saying anything other than we got what we deserved today.
Yeah, no, totally. They are title contenders for me. If I'm being totally honest, I look at, it's not just so much the fact they've won 5-1 today. It's just like the fact the options they had off the bench, but the way they played as well. It was like, it was quite, it just didn't feel right from 10 minutes into the game where we couldn't get a grip kind of thing. They found that position for Pogba where, you know what, if you get them kind of performances off Pogba, not necessarily, you're not going to play like that every week. No one's going to play that well every week, but that's quite a scary thought, that. I'm not going to lie. But
Pogba's passing today. The first 10 minutes, he was a little bit quiet, and I think I said it in the lineups that I don't mind Pogba being out on the left because I think he's slightly wasted there from a Man United point of view. And then after 10 minutes, it was almost like his technical nous kicked in and was like, I'm seeing nothing here. And he just went and found that space in the middle of midfield. And once he found himself there, he was just unlocking doors for fun.
That's it. I mean, on paper, it'll have Pogba listed as playing on the left wing, but Man United didn't really play with a left winger today. They just completely battered the central area with their two most technical players, and arguably their two best players.
Paul Pogba is a world-class player. We don't see it as often for Man United, but for France, there's no world-class player.
In the Euros, I think, as I said,
Leeds United in general have one world-class player who wasn't on the pitch today. That is a problem. Whether he's 10% fit or 100% fit, he needs to be on the fucking pitch. I
mean, I love Calvin, but I'm not sure yet.
I would have rather
potentially world class, but
I don't
know. Maybe I'm being harsh there. I'm being harsh. On those Euros performances, you could easily argue it. To be fair, I'm just in a negative mood. To be honest, I'm in a negative mood. Don't add me on the comments there. I love Calvin. It's pretty clear that when Calvin doesn't play, we're weaker in every single area of our game.
It's like I didn't hear what you both had to say about Robin Koch today, but
along those lines,
during the watch along, I said he's a defensive-minded player because he's a central defender by trade, and so therefore our transition play won't be as good without Calvin there. But even today, Robin's defending wasn't very good. The amount of times players ran off him, at least a couple of those goals today don't happen if Calvin's in that side because he's tracked Fernandes. He will track Fernandes. We saw him do it at Ellen Road. And BHG Phillips is a far better player than McTominay. I'm not having that one. I'm willing to hold my hands up on some things, but I'm not having that.
Wow. I mean,
again, though, we have made McTominay look like prime.
Yeah, he's literally, honestly, I mean, he's a good player, but he's not that good every week.
Yeah, if you play us every week, McTominay probably is the best midfielder in the world because
probably. Yeah,
it's dearie me.
I mean, if you're having Fred get in your box and have all that space and score, you need to go away and have a seriously long look in the mirror.
Yeah, he's not. Has Fred scored for Man United before? I don't know. He's not scored many, has he? He's not scored. And I can assure anyone watching this, Fred has not scored a goal like that for Man United, where he's burst into the worrying thing for me is that Fred's even saw an opportunity that he's thought these are playing that bad. I might just get one myself here. That's the thing. I'm going to get one myself here. I fancy this. That's not great. That's not great, is it? It's, look, we can only laugh because we would cry, and oh boy, would we cry. To be fair. Right. Anyway, it's probably time to wrap this up. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for checking this out. I know it's probably mostly Man United fans. Certainly, judging by the comments, it's mostly Man United fans. Anyway, let's leave it there, guys. Make sure you join us at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning if you are a member on the channel, even if you're not a member on the channel, you can still watch the fans post-match. We're going to get you straight in. First come, first, not served. That's the wrong word for it. First invited.
Leeds fans only, yeah?
It's... well, that is no. Phil, stop! You're going to give people ideas there. You're going to give people ideas, and I don't like where that's going. Dear me, that's a scary thought. We might have to do like a verification thing now, like to make sure you're a Leeds fan. Anyway, let's leave it there. See you later, guys. Make sure you check out the vlog as well from the game. Not because it was like a fantastic result, but seeing fans back in the ground. You know what? Seeing fans back in the grounds, 3,000 Leeds away, biggest rivals. It's worth a check out, guys. Check it out, guys. See you later.